Hi students, previously I have discussed up to reflexive relation. Now today I will start from symmetric relation. That is another type of relation, and then symmetric, transitive, and then I will discuss about equivalence relation. Okay. So now I will start from symmetric relation. Now what is that? If two elements are there, x and y, and they are connected with some relation, then if implies y are x also, it is called symmetric relation. If x are y implies y are x. Suppose if I will take one example here. X and y are there. X and y both are co-prime numbers. Now it is very easy. If I will just replace x by y and y by x, means just interchange. So what will I get? Y and x are co-prime numbers, and this one is also true, because if I will take suppose 27 and 35, they are co-prime numbers. Now the statement is like that. 27 and 35 are co-prime numbers, and just if I will interchange both of them, that means 35 and 27 are co-prime numbers. So both are same here. It is called symmetric relation. One more. X plus y equals to 5. It is the actual relation. Now interchange y and x, that means y plus x, that is also 5. So it is also symmetric relation. Now I will tell something about this. If x are y, now this if is very much important. If x or y does not happen, I will not check out y or x. I am repeating once more. If x is not connected to y, I will not check y or x also. Why? Because symmetric, this one does not hold for all the elements. In the reflexive, I have told that reflexive relation, that one, in that case the elements, all the elements will be true. But in symmetric, first I will check that if x or y, then I will check y or x. Okay, otherwise no checking of symmetric relation here. Now this one first write down. I will give more examples here. I am taking one set. A is equals to now, if the relation is it is reflexive. Why? Minus 1, 0 means minus 1 R 0. 0 R minus 1. This one means 1 R 2, and this one means 2 R 1. That means if minus 1 R 0, then I will check that 0 R minus 1, is it true or not. It is given here, that means yes, it is symmetric with respect to this element. Now the second one, 1 R 2 is there. Now I will check 2 R 1. That means this one is symmetric. But if the relation is like this, so here for the first two elements it is okay, because minus 1 R 1, 1r minus 1, but 1r2 it is given here. 2r1 is not given here. This one is not given. That means it is not symmetric relation. But if this element was not there, just these two, then it is also symmetric. Why? Because if no element is there except these two, I will not check for others. It is not compulsory that all the elements will have some relation. No. If minus 1, 1 is there, I will check 1 minus 1 is there or not. If it is there, then it is true. Just like that 1, 2 was there, but 2, 1 was not there. So it is not symmetric. But if that element is not there, then just this 2 is there. That means they are symmetric. You will write both the examples here, okay? Means number 1 you will write 1, 2. That one is not symmetric because you will write the reason also. 1 are 2, but 2 is not connected to 1. And then one more example you will write minus 1, 1, 1 minus 1. That one is symmetric. Next example, R equals to L1, L2, L1 perpendicular L2. This one is also symmetric because if I will interchange these two lines, means suppose two lines are there, L1 and L2, so both are perpendicular to each other. That means it is symmetric. And in case of parallel also we can say L1 parallel L2. Both of this you can write. Next, R equals to AB. A is divisible by B. A is divisible by B and AB belongs to natural number. So this one it is not symmetric because 6 and 2. So 6 by 2 it is 3, means 6 is divisible by 2, but 2 is not divisible by 6. That means it is not symmetric. Reason also you will write for your explanation, others will forget afterwards. So please write down this part also. Now I think already you got the concept of symmetric relation. Now I will shift to transitive. Transitive relation. This one means if x are y and y are z implies x are z. Here also the same type of condition is there. If x are y, y are z, then I will check x are z is there or not. Otherwise I will not check this one for all the elements. Okay. So I will take one set from here. Now I will check this one, is it transitive or not. AB, BC, AC is there. Next, BC, CD, BD is there. But I will not finish here. I have to check this one for all the elements. Something kind of that. AB is there. Now I will find one more element which will start from B. BC is there. Okay. 2 BC are there, so I will not write 1 BC. This one I will not write, because we know that in one set two identical elements we can't write there. Okay, so AB BC AC is there. Okay, now BC CD BD is there, and AC CD. Yes, now check once. AC CD AD is not there, so if I will write AD, now it is transitive. Why? Because AC CD, so C it is common, but AD was not there. So if I will write AD, then it is transitive. Check once more. AB BC AC, okay, BC CD BD is there, AC C CD AD is there, and yes, now it is okay. So you have to check for all the elements. Transitivity means not like that, all the elements of the relation, not for all the elements of the set. Okay, if any R means if any relation is given there, you have to check transitivity for all the elements of the relation. You will not check that yes, E is not there. No, not kind of that. I will not check for E because no element is there regarding E. Now write down this one. It is one more example. x1 and x2 two numbers are there. x1 greater than equals to x2 and both are natural numbers. Now here also x, y, z, that means we have to take three elements, but here two elements are there. So we know that in natural number set there are infinite number of elements. So I will take the third element from this one. That third element you have to choose. This one will be not given here. Okay, you will take any arbitrary alphabet for that. I am taking x3 here. So if x1 greater than equals to x2 and x2 greater than equals to x3, it is obvious that x1 greater than equals to x3. That means x1 are x2, x2 are x3 and x1 are x3. So it is transitive. Like that you have to check transitivity. Take two lines L1 and L2, and to check this one I have to take one more line, that is L3. Now L1 parallel L2, L2 parallel L3. This one I am taking from 2 dimension, not of 3 dimension. Okay, both are L1, L2, L3. Whatever straight line I am taking here, all of them belongs from 2 dimensional plane. Means 2D means the floor also you can take. So L1 parallel L2, L2 parallel L3. So obviously these two are also parallel. That means L1 parallel L3. It is also transitive. Next I will tell what is equivalence relation. I have told reflexive, symmetric, transitive. If these three relations hold for some R, then R is called one equivalence relation. That means to prove equivalence, I have to prove the previous three. First, reflexive, symmetric, transitive. This RST rule is called equivalence relation. I will do one sum here and I will prove that it is equivalence. So the format will be same. The statement, whatever statement I will write, in case of any sum, you will follow the same format. Okay? I am taking R equals to means relation here xy such that sorry, x minus y is divisible by 3. xy belongs to real number. So to prove equivalence, first I will start from reflexive. To check reflexivity, let x be any arbitrary element of R, means real number. To check reflexivity, I will also take one arbitrary element. Why arbitrary? Because we know that this one should be true for all the elements. That's why I have taken arbitrary here. Now, if x is an arbitrary element, we have to prove that x. So, I will replace y by x here. Now, I will write, since x minus x equals to 0, I have replaced y by x. Now, I will check. Okay. So, x minus x equals to 0. And we know that we can write 0 is divisible by 3. Write down, which is divisible by 3. Therefore, x are x for all x belongs to z. X is connected to x for all x belongs to R. Real number. It is given here already. Now, if for one element also it is not true, that one will be not reflexive. We know that if I will take any number x, that means 5 minus 5, 6 minus 6, whatever I will take, that will be 0 and that one is divisible by 3. So, the relation is reflexive. Next, I will check it for symmetricity. So, here I will write this one to check symmetricity. Okay. So, just in place of reflexivity, you will write symmetricity. This one I will write here. So to check symmetricity, I will take two elements here. Let x comma y belongs to R. So x R y. This one implies x minus y equals to 3k we can take. Divisible by 3, that means what? Divisible by 3 means if I will take some number, suppose a is divisible by 3. So a by 3 will be an integer, that one is, I am taking k here. So a equals to 3k. Just for that I have taken 3k here. And here we will write k belongs to z. Because you know that k should be an integer, otherwise it is not divisible. So x minus y equals to 3k. Now from here also we can say y minus x equals to minus 3k, and that means 3 into minus k. So if k belongs to z, minus k also belongs to z. That means implies y are x. So x are y implies y are x. That means it is symmetric. So here you will write R is symmetric here. I think at number 1 in reflexivity, I forgot to tell one thing. After that one you will write that R is reflexive. Number 1, after that direction you will write once that R is reflexive. Okay. Now next number 2 you will write that R is symmetric. After this one you will write R is symmetric. This one I will not check for all the elements. So for all, this one you will use only for reflexive. For symmetric you will not use this sign. Okay. For all, this one you will just use for reflexive, because in case of reflexive I will check for all the elements. But in case of symmetric you will not use this one. I will take any 2 elements randomly from the set, and then I will just check. I will interchange x and y. Then if the relation is true, that means it is symmetric. Not for all the elements. Okay. Next, transitivity. In case of transitivity, I will take 3 elements from here. X, Y, Z belongs to R. That means if X, Y, Z belongs to R, I will start from X or Y. X or Y implies X minus 1 equals to 3K1, and K1 belongs to Z. Since I have taken previously K, so here I am taking K1. Y or Z, this one implies Y minus Z equals to 3K2. So K2 belongs to Z. Now I will check this one for X and Z. If you will observe this one properly, I will add both of them. Then what will I get? X minus Z equals to 3K1 plus 3K2. I will take common 3. So K1 plus K2. Now since K1 belongs to Z and K2 belongs to Z, K1 plus K2 belongs to Z. That means 3 into some integer. So this one is also divisible by 3. Therefore, X minus Z is divisible by 3. That means X or Z. So I have taken X or Y, Y or Z. I have proved X or Z. That means it is transitive. So after that you will write that therefore R is transitive. And after these 3 conditions, at last you will write, since R is true for symmetricity, reflexivity and transitivity, therefore R is an equivalence relation. Means if these 3 hold, then I can say that R is equivalence relation. So whenever if any sum will be given to you to check equivalence, you will prove these 3. But one more thing is there. Suppose one sum is given to you and you have to prove that it is not equivalence. Then suppose you are checking reflexivity and you have already proved it is not reflexive. Then I will not check for the others, because any one relation will be not true, then R is not equivalence relation. So it is easy to prove that it is not, because if I will face some problem in reflexivity, I will stop there. Suppose AS is reflexive but not symmetric, I will stop there. I will not continue after that. So to prove equivalence relation, whenever you will face problem, there you will stop. You will not show the other relations, is it true or not, because equivalence relation, that one means it is compulsory that these three conditions should hold. Okay, please write down properly and copy it in your classwork copy.